Hello YouTube! I was tagged recently by Katie-tastic to do the social media book tag. So first, Twitter. For Twitter, I will be recommending my favorite shortest book. I have been really getting into graphic novels lately. They're just so fun. I just like them so much. My whole bookshelf to about here. This shelf to about here is all graphic novels, but my current favorite is Rat Queens. I've talked about this on the channel before. It's just so much fun. It's about these four kick-ass, badass women fighters, and they have these amazing costumes, and they're just such awesome, real, crass characters. I just love it so much. For Facebook, I'm supposed to recommend a book that everyone pressured me into reading, but that was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I think people just saw the fan fiction and the fandom element of this book and immediately ran to tell me to read it, and I really liked it, so I'm glad that they did. For Tumblr, I'm supposed to recommend a book that I read before it was cool. So this is a funny one. I don't even own this book anymore, but I'm gonna go with Twilight, not because it's cool, really, anymore, but I did read Twilight before, I'm gonna say before it had its own table at bookstores. You know what I mean? How once Twilight became a thing, there was either like a Twilight table or a vampire romance table. I had some friends who I used to write Harry Potter fan fiction with that sort of branched off and got into Twilight, so I just read it and then it blew up. I'm really not a Twilight hipster. I just happened to read it really early. Next up is MySpace. For this one, we're supposed to talk about a book that we don't remember if we liked it or not. For that one, I'm gonna go with Snuff by Chuck Palahniuk. I went through a big Chuck Palahniuk phase in high school. This book is about a woman who decides to break the record for number of people that a single person has sex with in one day. She's a porn star. There's like 600 dudes. They make a movie about it. It's like really visceral. It's in the point of view of a handful of the guys. Yeah. Don't remember how much I enjoyed it. I remember thinking it was a really intense book, but I don't actually remember how much I enjoyed it. So there you go. Instagram. For Instagram, so to show you a book that was so beautiful that I had to Instagram it, that would have to be the book that I'm reading now, actually, which is The Here and Now by Amber Shares. She wrote The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants back in the day, and I saw this book by her at Barnes & Noble the other day, and it was so pretty that I had to buy it. I actually did Instagram it the other day. I was reading it on the train. So far, it's pretty good. I'm not very far into it, but I just love this cover. YouTube! For YouTube, I am showing you a book that I wish they would turn into a movie. For the longest time, my immediate answer for this was Ender's Game. They made Ender's Game. They made Ender's Game. Anyway, the one that I'm gonna pick instead is The Selection. Nobody can deny that this would be a journey of a movie. I just think it would be hilariously fun. If the right people made The Selection, if the right people made this movie, it would be awesome. It would be so good. It can also be terrible. Oh, could it be terrible? And fittingly, the last category for this tag is Goodreads, which is a book that you recommend to everyone. The Uglies was one of my very first dystopian novels. The Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. I don't even know, it's been a while since I've read it, so I actually don't even know like nowadays how it stacks up to all of the other dystopian novels, but I read this one before I was jaded. I read this one before opening a book meant like realizing it's dystopian and being like, ugh, another one. This was like something I read with fresh eyes, and I loved it, and I love the characters, and I love the world, and I love the slang. Definitely read it. So that's it for the social media book tag. I am just gonna tag a couple people. I'm gonna tag Mallory of Sunshine. I'm also gonna tag Jenny, my friend who hasn't really gotten into booktube but expressed an interest in it, so Magic Cat Jenny, I want to see you do this video. And last, my friend Jen, who is over all the time because she's dating my roommate, has been doing a lot of reading stuff with Mallory and I, and she mentioned the other day that she might consider making videos, so consider this your welcome. Alright, thank you guys for watching. As always, let me know what you're reading right now down in the comments below. I'm also linking to my Goodreads. Also, I haven't talked about this recently, but I've added a lot of reading elements into my Patreon, so if you are interested in being part of semi-regular readathons and talking about books on a secret Facebook group and stuff with me, go check out my Patreon and consider becoming a patron because we've been having a lot of fun and it's just been really cool. So if you are interested in that, it's there. If not, don't worry about it. Thank you guys for watching. I think I've said that like 3 times already. I keep not ending this video, but now I'm gonna end it. Goodbye.